And now, live from Williams-Brice Stadium, it's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game.
4th down and 8. Good protection initially. Sellers cranks it up, going towards Mazio Bennett in the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
With Chris Miller and from Gamecock Central, Chris Clark and Wes Mitchell.
Sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game. Go to Game Day Men's Health/Columbia.
On your home of the Gamecocks.
At the 10, Hal at the 5, breaks away again. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
107.5, The Game.
And Black, 2001 playing right now. Gamecocks set to come out for the first time in the 2025 season. Along with Wes Mitchell and Chris Clark, I'm Chris Miller, set to bring you the call of what's going to be an exciting prelude to what we expect the 2025 season to be. Guys, we've been talking about throughout the pregame about expectations, but in the end, this is an experience for the fans, Wes.
It is, and the fans have come out, Chris. This is a great crowd. We've got, I was walking in, and it didn't quite feel like an SEC Saturday, but for this to be a Friday night spring game and spring games around the country, or maybe people are canceling these things, I think Gamecock fans are showing with their actions that they're still going to come out for a spring game and support the Gamecocks as always.
Chris, one of the biggest things we heard Coach Beamer say this week, he was on Carolina Calls with our play-by-play voice of the Gamecocks, Todd Ellis, and he is for recruiting.
Yep.
You look at the potential transfers in her, guys who are going to potentially be committing to South Carolina next year, rising seniors, that type of stuff. It's really the only game in town, if you will, around the country in the Southeast. A great chance to get in and see what a game-type atmosphere is at Williams-Brice Stadium.
Yeah, and for anybody who's been keeping up with recruiting in the visitor list, I mean, you can kind of eyeball it from up here pre-game. There's an impressive group here tonight, and this is obviously a little bit of a different vibe because as opposed to normally having this thing on a Saturday, it's Friday. You kind of wonder, hey, how does that affect the visitor list? Turns out, looks like it's pretty good, right? They've got a really good group of high school guys in here tonight from the 2026, 27, 28 class. Chance for the fans come out, as you said, Chris. Just a great night all around.
And we talked about how this team was split. Of course, Coach Beamer did a draft and let players be drafted, but looking at it, it looks like Luke Doty potentially is going to be QB1 for the Garnet team. You got Dante Reno and Jimmy Francis as the other quarterbacks. They're kind of quarterback heavy on the Black squad. Lenora Sellers, Air Nolan, and Cutter Woods. A lot of people think that may be your 1, 2, 3 in terms of your depth chart, but looks like Luke Doty, after spending last year as a wide receiver, going to be back in the quarterback role again, at least in this game tonight, Wes.
Yeah, a fun opportunity, I think, for Luke. We've talked about him being a little bit of a wild card in that QB battle because you get out there at the first practice of the spring and you said, well, Luke's in the quarterback room today. So, yeah, we've talked about Air, obviously. We've talked about Cutter Woods coming in and impressing people. But, hey, Luke Doty threw for 1,500 yards as a South Carolina quarterback. So I think it's a fun opportunity for him today and really for all these guys.
Well, we're getting set to have the opening call of this game. It will be a play call by Elijah Campbell with from 107.5 The Game. Can do a few kickoffs and to practice here. But Elijah has the opening call of the game, the first play. And we'll bring him up now where he can make this call when we're ready to go. But I think they're going to kick off a couple times, Elijah, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Shane Beamer told me right before the team entered onto the field that they're going to do a couple of practice kickoffs. I think he said 4 of them. So once those 4 plays or kickoffs are done, Black team's going to take the ball to begin the game. And the first play in the script, well, that one comes courtesy of me. So we're hoping to start this thing off with a little bit of fireworks.
Well, Elijah, what we're going to do is you're going to get the opportunity not just to have the play, but you're going to call the play-by-play of it. So hopefully they bust it for a big touchdown so you can have one of those legendary Todd Ellis booms at the end.
Oh, I can't promise that I won't lose my ever-loving mind if it scores. But I think that adds to the excitement. I like what we got going on here, fellas. You're going to love what's going to be called. I can't say too much. I mean, enemy territory.
Don't give it away, Elijah. Come on now.
So I can't say it out loud, but got a little razzle-dazzle plan.
So tell us where you're situated on the field. We're trying to look for you down there. I assume you're on the Garnet side. Where are you actually located right now?
Yes. I'm
in
on
front of the band.
Behind Matthew Fuller. Behind some players right now watching these kickoffs.
Well, we just had our third kickoff that's happening now, so you're getting mighty close. Are you nervous?
Woo! A little bit. I'm not going to lie. This is the first play I've ever called in a football game ever in my life that didn't occur on an Xbox or a PlayStation. So the play calling experience here, limited to none. So I made sure that we had something that was flashy, something I thought was going to score, or I had at least precedent of working.
Well, the curious thing is if you make a great call, you may have some coaches lining up to make you the OC.
Farther. I just got confirmation from Shane Beamer. The name of the play is called Farther. So the play has a name.
Farther.
Okay.
Farther. That matches the off-season theme of the team. Farther.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
Oh, I love it. So now we have a name for it.
Well, it's obviously something they've been practicing, getting it geared up. So we're excited to see it. It's about to happen here in just a second as the final kickoff just happened. So we're going to let you take it away. It's on you. You got the mic. You're in the field. You got control of this play, Elijah.
All right, fellas. Black team going to take the field to start. Looks like we got Lenore Sellers obviously going to be the starter here. Marquis Anderson, Chase Swigert look to be on taking the field for the black team as well. Josiah Thompson's on the black team. I'm hoping to see him out here. Nothing yet. The black team takes over at the 25. And it looks like the black team's be lining up in the wishbone. The wishbone. For those old enough to remember. Lenoris under center. Full back in motion. Pitch back to Rowe. Rowe pitches back to Lenoris. Lenoris catches. It's a first down. First down, black team. Oh, man. A little bit of razzle-dazzle, a wishbone play. Pitch back across the field for a first down. How's that for a way to start the game?
It was successful, Elijah. You get the A for the day with the call. And for those who couldn't hear, it was Lenore Sellers handed the ball off. Then it was tossed back to him, and he threw it to Jordan Dingle for a gain of about 20 yards. Now the black team will start things off offensively. Sellers takes the snap. He will hand off the first running back through is Jamorn Howell. Howell goes for about 3 yards, sets up a second down, and we'll say 6 for black.
Very good call, Elijah. I could feel the excitement in your voice. That thing almost got picked off before it even got going. But then once it opened up, Dingle wide open, and Lenoris doing what he does best. I know we're a couple of plays late now, but we got to keep talking about Elijah's play there a little bit.
Got to give him some time there. Sellers with the football, goes over the middle. The pass is batted down right at the line of scrimmage. But, yeah, going back to your point, Wes, the throwback was almost intercepted. I thought what was going to happen, we might have had a pick six running back the other way.
It was did we know what back that was that threw it back to Lenoris? Because he actually gave a great pump fake to then it was Howell, to get the ball to Lenoris, who then dodged somebody and threw the ball down the field. That last play, by the way, batted by Sean Murphy, the newcomer linebacker, number 7.
Sellers with the football is going to be offsides here. Sellers going to heave it deep, going to go into single coverage. There's a pass interference down there. It's not called. There was some
little handsy there.
Yeah, I think Malik Clark. No, check that. That was who's on the far side trying to get that number. Looked like 13.
I think that was Miles Norwood, number 3.
Norwood. But now there was offsides. It's going to be should be a third down at about a yard for Black here, Chris.
Yeah. A couple interesting play calls here early. You saw Howell, after throwing that good pass on the throwback, like you said, Wes, had a little zone concept there that he cut back and really opened up, just got him with the shoestring tackle, and then the RPO that had Brian Rowe, true freshman, out there open but was batted down by Sean Murphy.
So Sellers comes set on third down and a yard. In a regular season situation, you expect QB power here, but I don't think we're going to see QB power in a spring game with your Heisman Trophy candidate. Sellers claps his hands, takes it out. Oh, he is going to keep it. This is interesting. Sellers bounces it to the outside. He'll get the first down. Oh, but there's an argument. They may say he was brought down because the quarterback just have to touch him in these situations.
Let me just say, guys, if this was a football Saturday in the fall, ain't no way 16 is getting stopped there. Let's see Did they give him the first down? They did. Okay, but there was some argument. So.
Did they, though? Because the ball was placed back at the 40. The sticks have moved, but the officials placed it back at the 40, guys.
Yeah, DQ Smith.
Now they did. Now they moved it. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
DQ Smith was lobbying there, guys, for the stop. I think they went with the simulated route, like you said, Wes, and they're like, yeah, 16 has that in the
16
game.
is, yes. And we want to see some offense today, right?
Sellers takes the snap. He'll fake the handoff, looks to throw. Here we go. Razzle-dazzle, running down. No, they say he was sacked.
Monkel Goodwine on the sack.
Yeah, all you got to do is get a hand on him. And so that'll be a 7-yard loss, so sets up a 2nd and 17. Ball back at the 42-yard line. 9:55 to go in the first quarter. It's the opening drive for the black team.
I don't know how you officiate this thing today, guys. Very, very difficult.
Oh,
no.
Terrible snap. Goes over Lenoris' head. Lenoris runs back, picks it up, heaves it towards the sideline, so he's able to avoid disaster. I don't think Lenoris was ready there, guys. He was kind of looking back at his running back, Hal, and the ball was snapped over his head.
We're already seeing what 16 can do for you, though. Even on the sack, he had already made a couple of guys miss before they actually blew it dead. And on that one, I'm going, hey, just fall on the ball. He picks it up on the bounce, rolls outside, and then throws the ball away to at least we're at 3rd and 18, but it was about to be 3rd and 40, I think.
Yeah. Looks like transfer Rodney Newsom in there, Wes, at center as well.
So 3 wide receiver, make it 4 wide out. Set trips near us for Lenoris. Sits back in the pocket. He's going to throw a screen out of the backfield. Faison makes the catch. Faison gets across the 35, check it to the 29. So sets up a 4th down at about 5 for Black.
I already see the explosiveness of Faison on that, yes. Chris. Big kid, delivered a hit at the end of it, and this is our first look at number 1, the transfer from Utah State.
1,100 yards last season, and that's kind of an example, I think, a smart play call. That's what you want with Faison. Get him in space. Broke a ton of tackles last year. That's his game.
No interest in a field goal here as Black will come out on a 4th down and 4. They need the 24-yard line to get the first. Ball is frozen on the 28. It'll be a shotgun. Faison sits to the right side of Sellers. Trips near us. 1 receiver to the top side. 8:48 to go in the first quarter. Sellers claps his hands. He wants the football. Takes it out. Looks to throw. Flags come flying out. I think they're going to get a false start against one of the linemen on the right side of the line.
Jatavius Shivers, holding down the right tackle spot right now. I think maybe he moved. Looked like maybe a defender came across early, but I think prompted by Shivers there. A couple walk-ons, guys, in the starting lineup for Black on the offensive line. Chase Swigert and Mac Walters also in there getting an opportunity.
Yeah, no Josiah Thompson so far, it looks like. We're still going for this, right, guys? 4th and 9.
Yeah, 4th and 9. They're going to go for it here. No interest in bringing out the field goal unit, which...
I mean, it's a spring game, right?
Yeah, what?
See what happens here.
So it'll be shotgun formation for Sellers. Faison to his right in the backfield. He'll put a receiver in motion. Sellers takes the football, sits back in the pocket, rolling to his right. Running around. He dropped the football, but they say he was sacked.
That Desmond Umeazulu, I believe.
Trying to return. Yep, that's right.
Yep. Instant pressure on that one, guys. So on that drive, I mean, the defensive line, the linebackers, I think you would accurately say kind of controlled the pace there. Lots of pressure on Sellers. The bad snap, of course. So a little bit of a spring game type opening drive there. Just kind of disjointed, I think, on offense.
Now the interesting thing, who's going to come out starting a quarterback for Garnet? We believe it's Luke Doty. That's who we believe, based on the experience on the Garnet squad. Again, the quarterback position very top-heavy on the Black side with Sellers, Noland, and Cutter Woods, guys that we look at potentially to be your top 3 quarterbacks. So on the Garnet, you have Luke Doty, Dante Reno, and Jimmy Francis as your quarterbacks on that side. So,
was there some gamesmanship in the drafting of, hey, we're just going to go stockpile quarterbacks by the Black team? I mean, that's an interesting but possibly effective draft strategy. Reminds me of maybe last year, the year before, where one team just decided to take all the long snappers so that the other team had no ability to kick field goals.
That's not a bad idea. I like that idea.
Guys, it does look like Luke Doty, if this is any indication, which I think it is, huddled here on the side. I think I spot number 9 in the green jersey.
Yes, sir.
And,
Yep.
and here he is.
Yeah, because there's your other two quarterbacks, Reno and Francis. Francis is not even wearing his helmet. Reno's got his helmet on, but they're on the sideline. So Luke Doty going to get the start. The guy who started 3-4 seasons ago for South Carolina. Former Mr. Football in the state of South Carolina.
Looks like we've got Oscar Attaway, as you would expect, in there at running back. I believe Malik Clark, the freshman, at wide receiver.
Harbor's out there.
Nick Harbor.
One.
He's got some speed on the field for Luke Doty, who comes set at quarterback. Doty, it's a handoff on the first play for Garnet. Runs its Attaway, gets it to the 46. Give him a gain of about 3.5. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for Garnet.
And guess who? Fred J.R. Johnson. First play. Kind of moved out of the way of a pulling offensive lineman. Was able to get around, make a stop. Probably going to be calling number 0's name a lot if I had to guess.
Sellers and Clark to the outside. That's Jaden Sellers, but they hand it again to Attaway, and Attaway goes backwards. Loss of a couple yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 8 for Garnet.
Yeah, South Carolina once again trying to hit that kind of off-tackle play, but lots of initial penetration on that play, y'all.
Harbor's going to go top side. Sellers in the slot. Clark out near us. Snap it out. Doty to throw the football. Luke sits back out of the backfield. Incomplete. Had a wide open Maurice Brown, the tight end. Could not hang on to it.
Maurice Brown, not a guy you see drop passes when he has opportunities like that. Guys, a great read by Doty to go underneath out here on the perimeter. He had a first down if he caught it. A little bit of maybe extra room to run, too.
It's exactly what you wanted. Had Maurice Brown out there right past the sticks, zone coverage.
Great read.
Great read.
No score. 7:13 to go in the first. Mason Love on to punt for Garnet. It's going to be fair caught back at the 15-yard line.
Is that Jared Brown? Punt return, I believe, 14?
Yep, that's him. Nick Harbor was up first. If this means anything, there's 4 opening kickoffs to start this game before the first 11-on-11 actual team stuff. Nick Harbor was up first.
Now the question is, are you seen enough of Sellers? You're going to go to Nolan now? I mean,
give him one more drive.
Yeah,
guys.
I think
one more drive.
One more. Let's see. We're about to find out.
I don't see a green jersey. Do you guys?
There he is. Yep.
Yep. That is 6. Is that 11? That's 16. Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Seller's still in there.
Yep. Sellers in at quarterback. His second drive. Could not convert a 4th down earlier. Takes the football. It's again a give to Faison, who goes forward a second effort. Initially was not there, but he saw the hole open up to the outside, end up getting 3 to 4 yards out of it. Sets up a 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, it's just 2 plays, guys. We're already kind of seeing Faison's ability to kind of move the pile a little bit and deliver some physicality.
Yeah, that's a 0-yard gain, and he's got 3.
Well, speaking of a 0-yard gain turned into something, he did it again. The Gamecocks went tempo there and was able to get a couple of yards, but Faison would stop the line of scrimmage. But saw a secondary hole. Now you're looking at a 3rd down and 4 for Black. 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, we got a substitution there. Faison's helmet coming off. Jordan Howell now in. 3rd and 4.
Sellers to throw the football. Open receiver. Catch is made right at the 1st down marker. That's going to be caught by
Jordan Howell.
Yeah, Howell. And he'll have enough for a Gamecock 1st down.
Yeah, nice read there by Sellers. That ball's got to come out quick against the blitz. It's got Howell matched up on a linebacker, Colin Bryant. Tight window, good throw, good catch by Howell right past the sticks.
Sellers quickly to throw the ball out of the receiver on the outside, makes the reception, then is slung down right at the 30-yard line.
It's Brian Rowe.
Brian Rowe, freshman wide receiver. Little bubble screen out there, 4 or 5 yard gain there. South Carolina introducing a little bit of quick tempo here, trying to, I think, let Sellers get into a rhythm after that 1st down.
2nd down and 5, we'll call it. Garnet making some changes. Defensive line.
Got the Illinois-style substitution going on right now.
Had to bring that one up.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. Sellers in the shotgun. Fakes it to Howell, looks to throw the football. Sellers running
More
back.
pressure.
He's in trouble. Now Sellers going to escape to the outside. Lenora Sellers cocks his arm, fires right to the sideline. It's batted away.
Intercepted.
No, they say picked off.
Yep.
Was it? Oh, was that DQ Smith? I saw get his hands on it. Did they say it was intercepted? Yes.
DQ Smith batted it.
Jaron Willis, the linebacker.
Yep.
We get a good look at this replay here. As Sellers was running around, he heaved it. I think they're going to overturn. Was he? I think he was standing out of bounds. DQ Smith hit it. No, he's out of bounds. He was out of bounds. I guess they don't have the ability to review it, but Jaron Willis was standing out of bounds and jumped back in bounds.
Yeah, this would be definitely a review if this was a real game. We'll see if they actually do that here. Is that Beamer,
Beamer arguing
having
with the
a
official.
discussion with the officials? I think it's your call at the end of the day, Coach.
Yeah, you're paying them. Well, he's
It,
paying. Well, okay. He says, hey, give it to the defense. Yeah, but we could tell on the big screen, Willis was actually standing out of bounds. He jumped back in bounds and made the interception.
Guys, that was – I know it ended up being a pick. Heck of a play by Sellers. They didn't blow it dead. He eluded – Gabe Brownlow-Dendy came right up the middle, transfer from Texas A&M, former five-star. Sellers under pressure again, and then was able to create a little bit of space and fire one off. Just got tipped.
well, even when you only have to two-hand touch Sellers, he still makes it difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they touched him, and he just tried to fit it in there at the end, and a good play of just being active, and then you had the tip ball drill there. I mean, even if this thing would have been overturned, still a very good active play by this defense.
Well, we're going to have the review. It's going to be on the big screen here. We'll take a break while the review is going on. You're listening to the Gamecock Spring Game on 107.5 The Game.
It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
Phil Gunner here with the mortgage guru Jacob Crowder from First Palmetto Bank. If the new year has you in need of a guru in this market, Jacob will get you taken care of. Just a few years ago, he helped me, and I personally recommend him and First Palmetto Bank, who's owned and operated right here in the Midlands. Jacob has local decision makers, which means quick and precise processing and underwriting. So if you're looking to make a move, give Jacob a call today, 803-719-1005, or email him at jcrowder@firstpalmetto.com.
Thanks, Bill. It's nice to have the band back together. Interest rates have stabilized, as well as the local housing market. Now is a good time to buy a house. At First Palmetto, we have products that help home buyers keep payments down. Also, if you're considering building a home, we have a no-nonsense construction loan that fits your needs. If the new year brings change, we can help you. Give me a call, 803-719-1005.
Great news on the housing market having stabilized. So that makes it a good time to buy?
Absolutely. That sums it up, Bill.
Call Jacob Crowder today, 803-719-1005.
My MLS number is 198432. First Palmetto is a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game with Chris Miller and from Gamecock Central, Chris Clark and Wes Mitchell.
Sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game. Go to Game Day Men's Health /Columbia.
On your home of the Gamecocks, 107.5 The Game.
All right, while we were away, the call on the field was overturned thanks to the big screen, and Sellers going to take it on 3rd and 12. Sellers looks downfield, fires, wide open catch is made, and squirting out of bounds after the reception. Yep, that was
Flag on the play.
That's coming
again,
back.
but there is a flag in the backfield, probably thrown in the area of a hold. That is going to be the call.
Yeah, nice play by Rowe, but unfortunately Dylan Stewart came on a twist right up the middle and was tackled to the ground, and Dylan stood over the flag to let everybody know that he earned it after that one.
I'm glad it actually got called today. We saw Dylan get held and grabbed and tackled all last season. Another beautiful play by Sellers, though. I mean, to avoid – you saw the defense have to react to him as he started running north and south, and then that allowed Rowe to get open and a good throw on the run from Sellers, even though it never actually happened because of the holding call.
But see, the flag is going to be thrown today because South Carolina is actually paying the referees. Right? It's actually happening, so you're going to get the calls this time around. 3rd down and a bus ride. Literally, you got to almost get to the fairgrounds here. 3rd down and 21. Gamecocks Black with the ball at the 15-yard line. Sellers back in the pocket. Sellers rolls. Sellers looking down the field. Sellers going to tuck it, and, oh, no, he stays inbounds. I don't think Coach Beamer wants to see a lot of that, but he's able to pick up about 10 yards, but nowhere near the first.
Yeah, Dylan Stewart absolutely wrecked that play again. Wes Stewart might have to get the Clowney treatment here soon.
Yes.
And he might have to go ahead and sit the bench so they can get some things done here on offense.
Yeah, that is the Clowney rule in practice. Is Clowney, you got to get out of here so we can work on offense. And Dylan picking up right where he left off. I remember sitting right here a year ago and watching Dylan Stewart and going, that looks different.
Now a punt, and it's going to be attempted a fair catch by Malik Clark, and he muffed it but was able to fall on it. So Garnet will take over at their own 40-yard line. 4:19 to go. Here in the first quarter, still no score between Garnet and Black in the annual Garnet and Black spring game.
Guys, I'm curious to see, do we see an offense find a little bit of rhythm? So far, I think what we're seeing is you've got an offensive line. First of all, when you split them up among two teams, it's really tough. And now you've got some guys that are out or banged up and not playing. And we're just seeing both on Garnet team and Black team, both front sixes are kind of taking over this game so far.
Yeah, been tough on Sellers. I mean, every quarterback, but we've seen Sellers for 2 drives. Because he's Lenoris Sellers, he's been able to elude what would surely have been sacks against almost anybody else, and he's been able to make some things happen. But some procedural penalties. I can already see Shane Beamer after the game.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to be pretty unhappy about some of the stuff he's seen up front so far.
Gamecocks women's golf being recognized now just a few hours ago, winning the SEC Championship, already back in the house with the trophy down to the 15-yard line. Good day for South Carolina Athletics. The baseball team taking care of business against number 11 Ole Miss, 7-2 winners today. That is an SEC Series win. Getting it done for the first time this year. They'll try to go for the sweep tomorrow, but big day for Gamecock Athletics, SEC Championship and an SEC Baseball Series win, guys.
I heard Derek Scott say yesterday that South Carolina baseball has never lost to Ole Miss in a series in Columbia. So that continues this weekend, and just talk about a team that really just needed something to go their way, and we've seen them play well at times, and it just hasn't quite worked out. 2 just beautifully played games, started by Brandon Stone just kicking things off for them yesterday with a fantastic, complete game for the Gamecocks.
But, I mean, back-to-back games of only allowing 2 runs after the amount of runs you gave up against A&M last week to get it done. Pitching was on display. We heard Coach earlier this week on Carolina Calls say, hey, we got to figure out a way to pitch. And getting it done to the first 2 games.
Talk about just a that's baseball type happening. You give up 2 grand slams in an inning last week,
yeah.
And then you pitch beautifully through these first 2 games this week. So good for those guys, man. Really happy for them.
All right, Luke Doty back on the football field now. Going to jog out for his second drive for Garnet. He'll have the ball scrimmaging from his own 20. If you're curious which way he's headed away from the fairgrounds, headed towards the Founders Zone.
Got Nick Harbor out there again. Let's see. As you said, Doty at QB.
Doty to throw the football. Going to run a screen. Catch is made. Cutting his way through some traffic.
Matthew Fuller.
Yeah, that's Fuller in there, seeing his first action of the night. Nice little play for Fuller. Picks up 11 yards on a first down.
Based on what he's seen so far early in this game, Mike Shula may be going to the screen section and on his playbook a little bit more throughout the rest of this one.
Doty going shotgun, 2 wide outs to the top side. It's a give to Fuller. Fuller hit. He's rocked right at the line of scrimmage. That was Gear coming through for Black for a loss of 2.
Yeah, beautiful job blowing up that play. Who are our edges right now? JT Gear, and I believe that's Jaquavius Dodd, the freshman, highly recruited edge player as well in there.
Then we got A.J. Holloway out there as well, Wes, true freshman at linebacker, and then transfer Justin Okoronkwo.
Doty fires a pass to the outside. Reception's made and immediately brought down. On the catch, that was Sellers, Jaden Sellers, his first catch of the spring game, the talented freshman out of South Florence High School, the younger brother of Lenore Sellers.
Yeah, good job by the defense there, guys, of just flowing to the football. You saw once of them trying to get the ball out quick, that little bubble screen, but defense flowing to the ball, even being split among 2 teams, man, they look fast.
Under 3 minutes now to go in the first quarter. It's a 3rd down 11 call for Doty and the Garnet team. Ball right at midfield. Really just been a defensive struggle so far this game. Doty takes the snap. He'll look to throw the football. Here comes pressure. Dumps it out. Catch is made in the backfield. Looks like that was Fuller again on a screen. Fuller goes for about 5-6 yards, but makes it a 4th down and manageable.
Guys, it's interesting. A lot of times you see the defenses be very vanilla in these situations, but there was a little bit of a disguise on that before. You saw the defense all completely shift right before that ball was snapped. So, third and long, even in a spring game, the defense trying to keep these quarterbacks guessing.
Yeah, and just, again, Shula with the screen call there, probably anticipating the pressure, and did notice on that third down the defense decided to bring in Brian Thomas Jr., who's only one of the most experienced and effective pass rushers on this team. Go with the screen there, just don't quite get enough.
Jacobs, the punt returner there on the punt. A fair catch at the 20-yard line. 2:08 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to the Gamecock Spring Game on 107.5 The Game.
It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
Guys, we've all felt it. Mood swings, fatigue, brain fog, loss of motivation, muscle loss, maybe even loss of appetite in the kitchen and the bedroom. You may be suffering from low T. Come to Game Day Men's Health in North Columbia, conveniently located near I-77 and Two Notch Road. Get tested and receive your lab results back the same day. Even better is knowing that they only use bioidentical natural testosterone for efficacy and safety. Come get your free consultation in a relaxed man cave environment. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com and get back in the game.
I'm Jason Reynolds. You may wonder if you're better off hiring a big corporate law firm with hundreds of lawyers, or should you go local?
I'm Stephen Samuels. With the Samuels Reynolds Law Firm, you get me, or Jason, or Michael, or David. You have your own lawyer who can go toe-to-toe with anybody from big law to big insurance.
Here's how you know. Call 803-779-4000. You won't get a robot. You'll get Abby or Andrea or one of our other wonderful people taking your call. Samuels Reynolds. True injuries, true lawyers.
It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game with Chris Miller and from Gamecock Central, Chris Clark and Wes Mitchell.
Sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Columbia.
On your home of the Gamecocks, 107.5.
Aaron Nolan in a quarterback for Black now, so Lenore's Sellers night is complete. He got 2 drives, and Nolan sets up a second down and 11 from his own 14-yard line. Nolan fires over the middle, incomplete, as he was feeling some pressure and threw a little short of his intended receiver. Was looking in the area of Rice, but could not. He kind of short-armed it to him. It'll be third down and 11.
I think he got kind of not directly hit, but kind of had some pressure coming up the middle in the pocket and wasn't able to get his best throw off there going for Eric Rice. But, yeah, Nolan in the game now. First couple plays, guys, just illustrated another penalty on the offense and then more pressure.
So Nolan on his first third down opportunity. A transfer from Ohio State University. 2 wide receivers to the top side, one nearest us, one running back with him in the backfield. Nolan takes it out. The lefty looks to throw the football, fires towards the sideline. This one's nearly picked. But Rice, I believe that was Rice, able to come down with it. Number on that, yeah, in the direction of Rice. And Rice really had to wrestle it away from the defender there, Wes.
Yeah, guys, Lenoris may be out of the game, but it looked like Dylan Stewart on the Garnet team not out of the game. Still out there wrecking shop. And a good play out there on the defensive side by Landon Kurtz to break on that ball and make a tackle. If we had gotten a missed tackle out there, maybe we could have got a first down, but no such luck for the offense.
Fantastic punt. Going to be fair caught around the 35-yard line. That's where Garnet will take over. And again, just this battle back and forth. The two teams really fighting between about the 30 to 30. No one able to get much further than that. That'll be first and 10 for Garnet from their own 35-yard line. And it looks like it'll stay with Doty at the quarterback position.
We haven't seen a place kick yet, but one interesting note real quick. Peyton Argent with that really good punt that you just referenced, Chris. He and Mason Love, place kicking and punting, Spencer Lanning. We remember he did that back in the day for Steve Spurrier and did it quite well. It's not very common, but there is a legitimate possibility for this year. We'll have to see how it shakes out.
Now, Spencer Lanning obviously went on to a multi-year career in the NFL as a punter, not as a kicker and punter, but nonetheless, very talented. We'll see what happens here with Doty on a first and 10 call for the 35. Doty fakes the handoff, sits back in the pocket. Now he's going to throw it out of the backfield. Attaway makes the catch, and then he's upended right after he crossed the line of scrimmage, coming through, making the stop. I believe that's Judge Collier We're told he is wearing number 8, although on our roster he's number 20, but there's no 8 for Black, so I think that's Collier who made the snap over there.
Yeah, if it was Collier, great job again, flowing to the football, made a physical tackle on the perimeter. In a situation where Doty was looking to maybe take a more vertical shot, the defense had it all covered up. He went underneath, and a good tackle there by Collier. 1
quarter in the books of the spring game. It's Garnet 0, Black 0. You're listening to the South Carolina 2025 spring game on 107.5 The Game.
It's the 2025 South Carolina spring game on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Colonial Life Arena April 26th and 27th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com today.
It's good. It's good. Wow, this is old Chicago at its best. Let's see the replay. They made the crust by hand? Holy cow, is anyone else even doing that?
It's a miracle. Did you see the impressive sauce coverage and mozzarella blitz?
This is a game changer. Legendary.
It's old Chicago for the win.
Boom! Old Chicago, raising the bar on pizza.
107.5 The Game, WNKT, Eastover, Columbia.
It's the 2025 South Carolina spring game with Chris Miller and from Gamecock Central, Chris Clark and Wes Mitchell.
Sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game. Go to Game Day Men's Health /Columbia.
On your home of the Gamecocks, 107.5 The Game.
Well, for the second time in about 7 days, Coach Shane Beamer playing a part in a proposal. So we just saw a fan propose. The woman's name was Alyssa. We know that. And she said yes, although there was somewhat of a delay there. We were concerned for a second. She was overwhelmed with them. I mean, we knew she was going to because the kids were there recording. You know, you feel if the kids are there, right? You're going to say yes. But she did say yes, but Coach Shane Beamer playing a role. Of course, we saw him do that. Gamecock social media put out a great video of him working with longtime Gamecock reporter with you guys at Gamecock Central, Mike Uva, and where he proposed to his bride-to-be just about a week ago. Played a role in that. So Coach Shane Beamer /Cupid getting at some side business, right? You can be Cupid, a side job.
Lots of experience in that business right now, guys. But shout out to Mike and Brooke. I think they're listening. They said they would be, so they better be. But yeah, that was a cool moment. I think there was some emotion from Alyssa there, but a very unforgettable moment for them. By the way, our guy TKO Sam is here as well.
Yeah, he is right in the end zone.
He was at the baseball game.
He was.
He was at the baseball game waving the flag, helping lead them to victory, and now he has arrived here.
And he is the only one in the student section in the cockpit, right? He's by himself. The band's over there, but that section is actually closed off. They've closed off really the upper bowl is completely closed off. Well, I say that on all except the home side. The home side, everything's open, the lower and upper bowl. And a little bit of the end zone right below the Founders zone is open. Other than that, the rest of the stadium is closed. But you may need to think about opening some more sections here, guys, because it is pretty full here on the home side.
Yeah, the west lower, I believe, is where we're at right now, right below us. And it's, pretty much full. So now south side, obviously they didn't open it up at first, I think, but now they've had to open up the south lower as well, and it's starting to fill in too. So Gamecock Nation, as always, showing out.
And what's happening right now in the field, in between quarters, they do some special teams games where they go out and do some punts, some kickoffs, field goal opportunities, just give the special teamers opportunities to do some stuff. So that's happening right now. Guys, this first quarter really a defensive struggle. If we said Dylan Stewart's name once, we said it about 45 times. He wasn't hitting the quarterbacks, obviously, but he was causing chaos every snap he was in the game.
If I'm Clayton White, though, I know Dylan wants to keep playing, but I'm pulling my man out and putting myself in a situation where we're getting our star player out of here because he's completed his work for the evening. We'll just put it like that.
We've seen enough.
Yes.
I think.
We've seen enough to know we've seen enough. All right, here's the stats from the first quarter about what you would expect. 66 total yards for Black on 17 plays. For Garnet, 8 plays, 18 yards. Each team's punted twice, but that's really your stats if you look at it. It's almost like looking at a peewee game just in terms of straight defense being played right now. But sometimes what you would expect in spring games, defense typically has a head start against offense.
Well, they just haven't been able to get anything going down the field vertically because there has not been time to throw. And then you can kind of think along with Mike Schuler. I'm assuming he's calling plays for all of them, both teams it looks like, trying to get the screen game going, trying to get the quick passing game going, trying to introduce the running game. But the front groups are just on both sides. The front six is just kind of blowing this thing up so far.
Well, I got to say, guys, Elijah Campbell's play worked out pretty well. Maybe we need more of that.
That's your highlight.
That's your highlight so far.
Right? Our halftime highlight playback right there. That
was a 29-yard gain, by the way.
It was.
Was it?
Well, and you know what else?
Yeah, it was. Dingle, yep.
In addition to just the pressure that has messed up a bunch of plays or prevented downfield opportunities, like you said, Wes, I'm circling 5 penalties for 31 yards, which, seems, 31 yards isn't huge, but, that was in one quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
One quarter, Shane Beamer, again, I can visualize his response after the game. He is not going to be happy about 5 penalties, procedural penalties, in a quarter.
Of course, these two teams were selected in a draft, so you would kind of expect some things not to work out as well as maybe they would in a regular season game because you have a lot of players that are mixed together. Plus, as we mentioned, some gamesmanship. You have one side maybe overdrafting certain position. We talked about the quarterback position. Potentially that's what happened here, where you get your likely 1, 2, 3 on one side. And you have a gentleman for the last 2 years has played wide receiver, your starting quarterback for the other side.
Yeah, guys, and look, I'll be curious to see can either offense just find some semblance of rhythm. Really the first drive, and it kind of got blown up towards the end of it anyway, but the first drive was the only time that we really started to see either offense have a little bit of success, and they got to be able to open it up and get the ball kind of stretch out this defense a little bit down the field, but it's just hard to do that when there's so much pressure up front.
Now here we go, 2nd down and 6 to start the second quarter. Garnet's got the ball at their own 38-yard line, 39, check it. 18 total yards of offense. Doty comes set, 2 wide receivers. He'll put 1 in motion. Running back set up to his right in the backfield. Doty claps his hands, takes the football. It's a handoff, stretching to the outside, nowhere. How about -3 on the carry? Coming through was Oscar Attaway, and he found absolutely nothing as he put the truck in reverse for a loss of 2.
That was Josh Smith, the freshman out of Dutch Fork.
Beautiful play.
Looked exactly like he did in high school, stopping ball carriers at Dutch Fork for that really good defense for the Silver Foxes. Really good read, stayed at home there. Makes the stop for another offensive loss.
Yeah, the offense tried to get the ball to the outside in the running game there, and Josh Smith diagnosed it and attacked. Beautiful, physical, speedy play by him.
Now here we go. Doty's got a 3rd down and 9 call from his own 35. Takes the snap, looks to throw it, pass is complete. Making the reception out of the backfield was Maurice Brown, who picks up a gain of 4, well shy of the first, but now a decision.
We got to go for this, guys.
4th and 5.
Got Tree Babalade, guys, who has spent some time working at guard this spring, playing right tackle. Left tackle being manned by Ja'Kai Moore, who's heading into year 7, actually, at South Carolina.
Is it 7?
Wes, remember, we covered his commitment ceremony back in the days, and that seemed like a long time ago.
He pulled the okie doke on us where he had about 3 different shirts. We got a 4th and 5. Looks like we're going for it here, boys.
4th down and 5 from his own 41-yard line. Luke Doty in his 6th season with the Gamecocks. And now a timeout. We'll take one as well. 10:46 to go. You're listening to the Gamecock Spring Game on 107.5 The Game.
It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
Guys, we've all felt it. Mood swings, fatigue, brain fog, loss of motivation, muscle loss, maybe even loss of appetite in the kitchen and the bedroom. You may be suffering from low T. Come to Game Day Men's Health in North Columbia, conveniently located near I-77 and Two Notch Road. Get tested and receive your lab results back the same day. Even better is knowing that they only use bioidentical natural testosterone for efficacy and safety. Come get your free consultation in a relaxed man cave environment. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com and get back in the game.
And now it's time for Pizza and Trivia. Category, fun and delicious. This pizza joint has free team trivia every Thursday night and offers delicious stone-baked pies with fresh ingredients and over 100 beers from around the world. What is Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers? Correct! Trivia buffs of all ages can compete for Mellow Cash and swag and enjoy delicious food and drink specials at the Mellow Mushroom. Every Thursday night at 7 in the Vista and at 6:30 on Sunset in Lexington.
Your home for the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game. WNKT Eastover Columbia. A Cumulus media station. It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game with Chris Miller and from Gamecock Central, Chris Clark and Wes Mitchell.
Sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth/Columbia.
On your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
All right, here we go. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's going to be second down and 10. Black has the football at their own 9-yard line. Air Noland in at quarterback. His second possession, takes it out, wants to throw the football. Noland sits back, passes a one-hopper that is incomplete, and it's going to be a second down and 10. Well, we've got a special treat for you now. You heard us earlier talk about an SEC champion that was crowned a couple days ago, but we have the head coach. Coach Anderson has made it all the way back so fast. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
I mean, you guys hightailed it back here. You're out on the field. Take us through what it was like to win the championship, come down to the 17th hole. You guys take it from the 7th-seeded Florida Gators.
Pretty special day. We had a number 1 seed going into match play. Great team. Florida was really hot, but we took it down to the wire. We had our 2 seniors. Matches came down to our 2 seniors, and they got it done. Louise Ridquist made kind of a bomb putt, about a 30-footer uphill, and awesome. She just killed it, and the other Florida player had to make probably about a 10-footer down the hill. She missed it, but and then Hannah Darling, was on the extra holes, and she didn't have to play it out, but she was on extra holes, and we kind of had the lead, but it was down to the wire, and Florida took us to a very, very tight match.
Coach, talk to us a little bit about your team. At what point was there an early point where you knew, hey, this could be a championship team, or was it something that kind of showed itself as the year went on?
No, listen, I think we've always had a championship team here. We have a very special group. We have 3 special seniors. We have 3 players in the top 20 in the world, so we have a lot of experience. And we have the same team returning from last year. That's a top 5 team in the country. So I know that this is a team that can get the job done. Match play can be a tricky thing. We have, we're very solid at stroke play, but the tides turn when you get to match play. You essentially get a one-day match, and it's a tough deal. But we got the job done today and all week, and I'm really proud of the senior group, and they showed their true colors.
We're talking with Coach Anderson, of course, the head coach of the Gamecocks golf team, SEC champions. The last 3 plays, Aaron Nolan just threw an interception. It was picked off by Miles Norwood, so it will be Garnet's football at the 35-yard line. So, Coach, obviously SEC champions now. What's next now for the Gamecocks golf team?
So we go to regionals now, have to qualify through regionals in the top 6 spots, and then do that and head over to national championship in San Diego, California.
Keep it going.
We got to keep the momentum going. Hopefully, we've got a great team. Love what our lineup looks like, and gonna keep this headed forward. Got a lot of work left and a lot to accomplish.
Coach, congratulations, and congratulations on bringing another championship back to University of South Carolina.
Thanks so much.
She is Coach Kaylin Anderson, the SEC Women's Championship. They brought it home today. Coach, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Timeout on the field. The men's football team. We say the men's football team is at her. Obviously, the football team getting set to resume play. They're in the middle of a timeout now, Wes, but while we were away, we saw Aaron Nolan have a couple big plays, but then he threw an interception that Miles Norwood made a great play and picked off.
Yeah, Miles made a great break on that ball. It looked to me like Aaron Nolan kind of committed one of the quarterback cardinal sins and threw the ball back towards the middle of the field. But a great job by Miles Norwood, who is another one of those newcomers, a transfer in from Ball State. Made a great break on the ball, and then, you talk about DBs. Do they have hands? Do they not? He did a good job of holding on the ball through contact. So a good special play by Miles here in his first game in the Garnet and Black.
All right, so Luke Doty coming out with Garnet, trying to put some points on the board. 8:08 to go. Doty takes it out, gives it off to Attaway. Attaway finds a head of steam, gets across the 40 to the 37 before he's hit and brought down, set up a 2nd down and 7 for Garnet.
Yeah, guys, there's no real ability right now to just drop back and pass the football. So, you see Coach Shula there, I think, trying to just get something positive on first down, try to carry over a little bit of momentum as they're in plus territory off of that interception.
So they'll call it 2nd down and 6 officially, 7.5 minutes to go. In the second quarter, Doty comes set, one wide out split each side, 2 tight ends. It's a give, bouncing it to the outside. Looks like that's Attaway again, who gets a first down. Give him 11 yards on the carry. No, check, that's not Attaway, it's Fuller. Fuller, we've seen a dosage of Attaway and Fuller for Garnet, but Fuller's really, that's about his second or third really explosive play. We've seen him in a couple screen games here, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, they've been trying to get the ball out to the perimeter, we've said all game.
Mm-hmm.
Limited success there, but Matt Fuller finding a little bit of space and showing that burst. This is a guy that ran for a bunch of yards in high school out of Georgia.
We should have flags all over the place there. I don't know how that flag wasn't called. Incomplete pass by Doty, but like 3 guys on the offensive line moved. But no call, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 with 6:55, clock frozen there after the incomplete pass from Doty.
Maybe Coach Kaylin Anderson called in a mulligan there for the for the offensive line.
Guys, I want to go back to Fuller real quick. For those who haven't seen him in person, this is a big physical kid, but he hit top speed in a hurry on that run to the outside. Great sign for number 28 there, a young running back for Carolina.
So here we go to 2nd down and 10. Doty, 3 receivers. It's another give to Fuller. Fuller cuts it back across the field for a gain of a yard. Again, there was just nothing. Time after time, guys, the running backs are having to make that second cut because their initial place they want to go, doors being slammed pretty quick.
I think one of the things that we've got to keep in mind watching this as well, in addition to just this is a spring game, you're mixing and matching the offensive line. You're not seeing Mike Shula calling a bunch of quarterback having the option to pull in this game, right? That kind of limits your options when you've got mobile quarterbacks like Sellers or Luke Doty.
Doty completes a pass to Malik Clark, who makes his first reception of the game. Malik Clark, freshman out of Rock Hill High School, was originally Florida State commit, but then decommitted and decided to come play for Carolina.
Good job there. That's a 3rd and long, off coverage from the defense. Malik settled in. Luke completed that ball just to give themselves a little bit better situation here on 4th down, guys, with a 4th and 4. But just an easy pitch and catch on a hitch route in front of the off coverage.
So Black is going to take a timeout here on 4th down and 4 and talk about this. Going to go for it is Garnet trying to get the first points on the board, taking advantage of an Aaron Nolan interception. And, Wes, we were talking earlier, that was something where he threw across his body. That is a cardinal sin for a quarterback, a big no-no.
Yeah, and looked like there was some pressure. I didn't see who it was, but looked like there was some pressure starting to close in on him. And I think he was just trying to get the ball out. That's the situation with the quarterbacks right now, trying to get the ball out quick. And just, again, a great play there by Norwood. Looks like we're going to have our first field goal attempt of the day here.
We are going to attempt the field goal. Will be Mason Love. This will officially be a 36-yarder from the left hash. Love lines it up. Try to get first points on the board. Try to make it a 3-0 game, no rush. Love puts his foot into it. He's got the distance and the direction. Good, 3-0. Garnet gets on the board courtesy of a field goal. And first points of the contest. Despite being outgained so far substantially by Black, they get the field goal here.
And guys, a nice hit by Mason Love, who has a big leg. You know, in high school, he broke his school record for field goal distance. I think 3 different times he broke his own record. Kyler Farrow out there, guys, as a long snapper, true freshman that South Carolina put on scholarship out of high school, was first up there as long snapper on that field goal.
Well, I'm not sure what we're doing here.
Coach Beamer has grabbed the mic. We know that.
And the two teams have lined up, or the two sides have lined up almost to form about a.
Chris, I think this is what we requested earlier today.
A little pressure.
We're having a field goal kickoff.
Yes.
And they've got both teams surrounding the kickers right now to try and build as much pressure as possible.
So William Joyce going to be the first one to go. He'll be kicking a 40-yarder as he has his teammates all around him. Okay.
The crowd is into this too.
Joyce kicks it. He put it through.
Good.
So William Joyce from 40.
I think we're going to do it again.
Now Mason Love's going to line up. No, Mason Love's going to hold.
Yep.
So we're going to get kicking here. Argent's going to attempt this one. This one will also be a 40-yarder. And Love's going to be the holder. Good snap, good hold, plenty of distance. Oh, it hit the upright.
Oh.
No good at the left upright.
Gave that one a good ride, just barely missed there, like you said. They're doing everything they can to create a pressure situation here because obviously these kickers do not have game experience, and South Carolina wants to create as much pressure as possible.
Well, Mason Love's going to try a 40-yarder. Actually, this one will officially be about 41. Argent's going to hold it. Love has plenty of leg.
Yeah,
and this one's true.
Guys, when Mason Love hits the ball, it's a little different. You know, like the sound, it comes off. He's got height on it. I mean, he's got a strong leg.
Coach Beamer likes to remind us all the time there is no depth chart. We've heard that all spring. But Mason Love is going to be first on the depth chart somewhere. We don't know how many spots yet, but the guy is going to be on the field. Like we said earlier, that could be punter, kicker, holder,
all the above.
Kickoff specialist. He's going to be on the field in some way. Really sounds like Mason has had a fantastic spring. But of all the kickers, man, I know y'all can't see at home if you're listening, but his balls, think about the student section.
Yeah.
The ones he kicked are going like halfway up into the student section, and those were 40, 41-yard attempts.
Well, the last one he kicked went over the net, and it was a 42-yarder. It went over the net.
He almost hit our guy TKO Sam in the student section.
And he's put in perspective, he's 14 rows up. So it's not like he's on the third row. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10 for Black. And at quarterback now, it's Cutter Woods, the talented freshman. Westside going deep. Got a man. Catch is going to be made and falling down to the 25-yard line. On the reception was Jacobs. Cutter Woods, welcome to Williams-Brice Stadium.
That's a nice ball by Cutter Woods. And that's what he does. You know, in high school, put up video game numbers at Westside, won a state championship. And Vandrevius Jacobs has had a couple of really nice catches, including this one. He pulled the Delvon Campbell there with the slip at the end.
Yes.
Unfortunately, just lost his footing, but a beautiful ball and a really good job of Jacobs tracking that one in the air.
And guys, some pass protection too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Woods did a great job. He kind of underthrew him a bit, but he was so wide open. So many times you see quarterbacks overthrow that ball. Mm-hmm. But he wanted to make sure his receiver could run under and catch it for the big gain. Biggest gain of the night. Woods takes it. Woods to throw. Catch is made right at the 20, running forward to about the 16-yard line was Jordan Dingle. First time we've seen him since the Elijah play at the beginning of the game.
Guys, that looked very similar to a play Carolina had success with all last year, where it's either an RPO or a play-action fake, and then just a little quick throw into the flat. We saw it with Joshua Simon all last year. That one, of course, to Jordan Dingle.
It's going to be negated. There's a flag on the play. So back him up 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. That negates the completion from Woods to Dingle.
Jordan Dingle actually completing the Josh Simon impression, too, with a broken tackle there and getting some extra yardage, but unfortunately wiped out by that penalty.
Woods comes set with 3 wide receivers to the top side, 1 nearest him. Snap it out, looking to throw the football is Woods. Woods going to tuck it and run. Woods fires incomplete. I think he was just trying to chuck that one away and get rid of it. So set up a 2nd down and 15 for the talented freshman from Anderson, South Carolina.
Before the penalty, it felt like there might be a little bit of momentum coming off of that deep ball throw, but then it just goes to show you the little 5-yard penalties here or there when you're already struggling on offense can just be a momentum killer. I do want to go back to that initial throw by Woods, though. A true freshman just coming in, first-time opportunity out here, and, it was a dime.
Woods goes empty, 5 wide receivers. First time we've seen this tonight. Cutter to throw the football, fires it complete, going down, making the catch right at his face mask. I believe that was Rowe again. 3rd time he's been on the receiving end of a pass tonight and kind of fell right down and caught it right at his face mask. It got darked.
I believe we got a premature first down signal there from B-Rowe, but good catch nonetheless. A kid that is just quick, can jump out the gym, as they say, and just another one of those super talented freshman wide receivers.
Maybe he's indicating a 5-yard gain. Maybe that was it. Five fingers there. 3rd down and 10. Woods tries hard count, does not get anybody to move. Faison set up to his right in the backfield. 2 wideouts top side, 1 nearest us. That's Rowe. Woods to throw the football. Fires it towards the end zone. Catches made. He doesn't get in, but what a throw by Cutter Woods. He found the receiver. Again, it's Rowe. Rowe was in the slot, and Woods hit him on the back shoulder. Defense didn't have a clue it was coming.
Couple things there, guys. Cutter Woods checking that play before the snap. As the clock was winding down, 2 seconds, got it off, and threw a dart.
Woods on a keeper. Cutter Woods into the end zone. Touchdown. Cutter Woods comes in his first drive as a Gamecock, and he marches Black right down the field, and they take the lead 6-3.
Great run there, obviously, by Cutter, but set up by a throw just to even have the guts to make that throw as a true freshman in this situation. A seam ball, that's when you have zone coverage. You run those guys down the seam and just put it in a perfect spot, guys. So that's 2 beautiful throws from Cutter on that drive. And Chris Clark, you start to see why we've been hearing a little bit of buzz about number 15 ever since he arrived on this campus.
Yeah, he just does. I mean, obviously he has physical gifts. He's a big kid, put up great numbers in high school. We saw the arm early, but he has all the intangibles that you look for. He checks all the boxes, has kind of a little bit of an it factor. And if you talk to people who have interacted with Cutter, if you've ever interacted with Cutter, you can tell he's just got, something about him. Great leader. Again, I'll go back to the throw. That seam ball, yes, it was a great throw in traffic. I mean, sitting up here from the press box, you could see how many defensive jerseys, how many defenders were in the vicinity there. He fit it in, but just the prep work before the play, as the clock was running down, 2 seconds, checking that play and getting exactly what he wanted and then executing. Impressive stuff for your first scrimmage action in the stadium.
Cutter Woods out of Westside High School nearly won back-to-back state championships, had his heart broken. South Florence, who scored with just seconds remaining in the 4A state championship last year, he would have done back-to-back. Of course, his heart was broken by Jaden Sellers, his new teammate.
They both had huge games in that state championship
They did
game.
have huge games.
Just battling each other back and forth.
Now 1st and 10 for Garnet from the 25-yard line. Doty still in at quarterback, takes the snap. He'll throw it out of the backfield. Reception is made, nearly falling down, but now fighting through some traffic for a gain of 13. And I believe that was the aforementioned Jaden Sellers on the reception. So he says, hey.
Right on time.
Right. Hey, we're going to go tit for tat just like we did in Orangeburg a few months ago.
Yeah, no doubt, guys. That was a nice run after the catch from Jaden. We haven't seen a ton of that just because there's just not been a lot of room from this defense. But good job by Luke getting the ball out there quick to the perimeter, and then Jaden showing what he can do with the ball in his hands.
A gain of 14. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 39. Doty takes it out It's a handoff right up the middle, finds a seam, spinning his way across the 45. Carry there, trying to get the number who that was. That was
I can't find him either, Chris.
I'd lost who it was.
It was a nice hard run, though. We'll give him that. Let's try to give somebody some credit.
No, that's Gidron 7. It wasn't 7.
Looked like an opportunity for an even bigger run there. Nice run, but the defense closed it down at the second level. I think that was Attaway.
It was Attaway.
Oscar Attaway.
Yeah, I saw the 7. I was thinking that. I was complete to Sellers. Sellers' second catch in the last 3 plays, and it'll be a 3rd down and a yard. No, they may say he got the 1st down. The far side officials pointing to move the sticks.
That's another quick throw to the outside. The difference in this one, though, the defense much more quick to the football there, and probably was a different coverage on the outside there. But good tackle by whoever was on the spot there. I didn't think he got it, but they may have given him the 1st down.
I think they're actually claiming that the defense called a timeout before the play too.
I think he's going to be about half a yard shy. There is a time on the field, guys, but so far, at least over the last 10 or so minutes, freshmen making big plays. We talk about the big throws by Cutter Woods and the leadership. Now Jaden Sellers, I believe he's got 4 catches now in the night already. So the freshman shining early on in this spring game.
Well, I like what I've seen from Jaden Sellers. I mean, Wes, remember we saw this guy in camp, and then we saw him play in high school. And the thing that really stands out about Jaden Sellers, he's a lot smaller than his brother. Plays a different position, of course. Lenora Sellers is a huge quarterback, frankly. Sellers a smaller wide receiver, but he plays a lot bigger than his size. He can go up and get the ball. We saw in that previous play, he can catch the football in traffic. Brian Rowe, another guy who coming out of high school, hey, is he big enough to play? So far, so good, right? Even as a true freshman, very quick, like Wes said, can jump out of the gym. Been impressed with his athleticism, too.
Watching Sellers throughout his prep career reminded me a lot of Steve Smith. That guy is a very physical receiver. Doesn't look like much on the football field when you see him, but when he gets in the game, he's physical and much, as you said, much bigger than he shows, and just so quick when the ball gets in his hands.
Guys, some smaller guys take it personally that people say they're too small, and I think just the body language of a Jaden Sellers and a Brian Rowe, they play football like they have something to prove every time. And you saw those guys running physical after the catch. You saw Rowe make the catch in traffic and get hit, hold on to the ball. And sometimes that's a good thing. I like guys that play with an edge. I like guys that play with something to prove. And Sellers also just has the Sellers gene to him, the it factor. They're just unassuming, not a big talker off the field, but put a football out there, put him on the field, and he's going to make something happen.
And he's also got that chip on his shoulder. Oh, you're Lenoris' little brother. That's something he had to live with his whole life. So he's out to prove, hey, I'm my own man, and he's showing that so far tonight. As Sellers up to 4 catches now, trying to help the Garnet get back on top. Minute 57 to go. So a 2-minute drill here for Luke Doty. Ball's in midfield on a 3rd down and a yard. Attaway behind Doty in the backfield. Doty holds up his hand. He'll put a receiver in motion. Now a timeout by Garnet. The play clock was approaching 0, guys, so you heard actually in the booth next to us, you heard some of the coaches yelling timeout, timeout. So they get the timeout and 3rd down and a yard.
I kind of hope they run that same play again. I was really intrigued to watch that unfold. They had, I think it was Maurice Brown II, I believe, in the backfield, kind of as an offset fullback in the shotgun with Oscar Attaway in the pistol. I assume probably some kind of inside run. It does look like we'll get it on this next play.
We had a little bit of a condensed formation, too. They motioned into a little different motion here, maybe. There's still one receiver split out wide.
Doty comes set. It's a handoff running up the middle. Got the 1st down. Just got under the tackle. Diving forward to move the sticks was Howell.
Maurice Brown II is a really, Shane Beamer's talked about this before, really willing, tough blocker, especially coming across the formation or lead blocking. Mm-hmm. Good play call, I think, to get him out there in front.
2 tight ends set for Doty. 2 receivers out in the formation. Looking at Brown. Now Doty's going to take off and run. Doty's going to be tagged around the 47-yard line, give a gain of 3. But clock becoming a factor now. Garnet does have 2 timeouts in their pocket, but we're at 1:15 to go in the first half.
David Busey coming up on the tackle there. And the play before, they did get the first down, but still a big physical tackle by what looked like freshman A.J. Holloway at linebacker.
Doty with the 3 wide receivers set to throw the football. Doty going to be sacked. Coming through and wreaking havoc on that was Gear. That's the second time tonight, guys, we've seen him blow a play up in the backfield. If this was a game, Luke Doty would have taken a bad hit to his back.
That's a great sign, I think. Not that we put a ton of stock in a spring game, but that battle opposite of Dylan Stewart. We know Brian Thomas Jr. is in the mix there, but JT Gear, someone that came in as a transfer from Syracuse a couple of years ago with really high expectations. Good to see him making some plays tonight.
Earned a starting spot in last year's opener against Old Dominion.
25 seconds remaining in the half. Doty to throw the football. Now, I believe, was there a timeout call? Yeah, a timeout was called previously by the defense. So 23 seconds left. 3rd down and 15, guys.
Defenders did not look quite comfortable on that, maybe. So I think that's why you maybe had the timeout. 3rd and 15, as you said. 23 seconds left. You're at a point on the field right around midfield where you'd like to try to do something offensively, but the down and distance, obviously, with the pass protection issues, is not in your favor right now.
Well, and that's the thing on that previous play, guys, that got blown up by JT Gear. The protection, every other, spot on the field was actually pretty good. The defense sent a blitz. Notice Tro Ball in there at right guard on the right side did a great job of stoning a defender who was coming on a twist and on a blitz there. They were able to shut that down, but a one-on-one victory for JT Gear that kind of just wrecked the entire play.
So 3rd down and 15 after the timeout. Garnet's got the ball at their own 45-yard line. They need to get the 40 of Black to get a first, but more importantly, 23 seconds on the game clock. Doty to throw it. Here comes pressure.
Another screen.
Doty rolls to his right, looking down the field. Doty points out a defender. Now he's going to tuck and run. Doty gets out of bounds at the first down marker. They're going to say, yes, he got enough. 15 yards and a first down for Garnet, and there's 14 seconds left on the clock.
What do you do here, guys? You got 3rd and 15. You got you got a first down, but you got 14 seconds left. Got the ball on the 40.
Got 2 timeouts.
Take a shot here.
Yeah, you're going to keep at least firing away. You know what? If I'm Shane Beamer and I want to put my kickers in some more pressure situations, I maybe am okay with the end of half field goal situation here too. But let's see what they can do. The timeouts obviously help you a lot. Now this might be Mason Love field goal range already.
Yeah.
And he's on Garnet, so he's on Garnet, so he could kick it. Now a timeout. Ooh, that's a tough timeout for Garnet to take because you only had 2 left. Now you're down to just 1, and you start talking about the situation. You'd want to use that for the field goal. Now you get tackled in play, you have to use that final timeout.
Yeah, 14 seconds. You have the one play, but like you said, if you're tackled in bounds, you have to burn the timeout there, and then you maybe have to go ahead and kick it, or you have to be very, very specific about what you would allow your quarterback to do, either throwing the ball, depending on where you are on the field, into the end zone or out there on the perimeter to where they can get out of bounds. But certainly you've put yourself in a little bit more precarious situation than you would be if you still had the 2.
Yeah, this changes your thinking a little bit. Now you do have Luke Doty out there, a heady, experienced guy. Mike Shule, you're probably trusting him here to make that right decision. Hey, don't force the ball. Don't, take a sack. Don't do anything unnecessary. You're right on the edge of field goal range, arguably.
Yeah.
At the 40, you need to stay there.
Yeah, I'm waiting on them to dial up another running back screen at some point that's been successful tonight. We haven't seen it a ton lately.
Doty back in the pocket. Doty airs it towards the sideline, makes the reception at the 18-yard line, and he got his feet in. Yes, they say he stepped out of the 16. You got 7 seconds, got an opportunity to take a shot in the end zone.
Beautiful job by Doty, just seeing the corner route over there, rolled to his right a little bit. Didn't look like he got his feet set, but made a good throw, and you get to save the timeout.
Yeah, trying to see who made the reception there. Oh, yeah.
Maurice Brown.
Brown was there, the tight end. He dropped a couple earlier tonight, but this time makes a big catch. You got 7 seconds, so you got to be a little quick here. Can't be a slow-developing play. On the 16, Doty goes shotgun, hard count, nearly got the defense to jump. Play clock's at 3. You got to snap it now. 2, it's at 1. He just gets it off. Doty to throw the football. Doty fires towards the end zone.
Shoulder.
Catch is made right at the goal line. Did he get in?
He did.
Yes! Touchdown! Touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Was that Sellers? They lost the replay there. I believe that was Jaden Sellers making the touchdown catch right in the corner, right at the pylon as time expired, Wes.
Beautiful back shoulder throw from Luke Doty, and then just a beautiful adjustment to the football. What was that, Sellers, or is that Malik Clark?
I think it's Malik Clark.
May have been Clark.
13, Malik Clark. And a guy that it is Malik Clark, and just made that sort of, you see the great receivers, they have body control where the ball is in the air. He turned, contorted his body, caught the football, kept his feet in bounds, and he was able to score, which, of course, when you're talking about an end-of-half situation, is just as big of a key as anything else I just said.
Guys, another freshman. Cutter Woods, Jalen Sellers, now Malik Clark. 3 guys that are going to be the future of this program, all making big plays in the first half. That lead us to a 10-7 halftime lead by Garnet as Clark gets a touchdown catch to end the first half. Take a break, come back with the halftime show. Terry Ford's got it for you. You're listening to the Spring Game on 107.5 The Game.
And now, live from Williams-Brice Stadium, it's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game.
4th down and 8. Good protection initially. Sellers cranks it up, going towards Mazio Bennett in the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
With Chris Miller and from Gamecock Central, Chris Clark and Wes Mitchell.
Sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game. Go to Game Day Men's Health/Columbia.
On your home of the Gamecocks.
At the 10, Hal at the 5, breaks away again. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
107.5 The Game.
Second half getting underway here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Garnet had the ball. They went a quick 3 and out. Dante Reno was in at quarterback, and they actually did a halfback pass to start off the drive as Oscar Attaway heaved it downfield. Nearly was intercepted. Chris Miller along with Chris Clark, Wes Mitchell. Guys, second half now. Obviously, we're seeing Dante Reno, the second quarterback in for Garnet. Expect to see more Cutter Woods for Black, who had a great ending to the first half.
I got to say, I'm excited to see some more of Cutter. He came in, sometimes a young player gets in this situation and they freeze a little bit. No signs of that at all from Cutter. He's been letting the ball go, and like Chris said earlier, he even changed the play on that long throw that set up the touchdown for his team. So impressed with Cutter so far.
Speaking of impressive, what a punt by Mason Love. He punted it from his own 20. It rolled down to the 5.
Kai Kroger-esque.
You're not kidding. Woods takes it, looks to throw the football. A dart right into the hands of his receiver. I believe that was Rowe again, right at the 24-yard line. Wow.
That's the 5th catch for Rowe in this game.
He smoked it in there.
The ball just comes out of Cutter's hands tight, you would say.
Rowe.
Impressive. I'm struggling to decipher Rowe and Vandrevius Jacobs.
Yeah, I was
just
talking to Kevin Miller from Gamecock Central about that.
Another deep ball.
I'm doing the same with Clark and Sellers for Garnet because they both have the jersey pulled up. It all bunches together, but a deep pass attempted to Eric Rice was incomplete. Sets up a 2nd down and 10.
Hey, Cutter is one of those guys, some quarterbacks are looking for the underneath ball. Cutter is the opposite. He's looking for the deep ball, it seems like, about every time. And I mean that in a good way. He's an aggressive player so far, and you're seeing that even as a true freshman.
Well, you look, he played in high school for Coach Brian Lane. Brian Lane's an air raid guy who, anytime you read the air raid, your first play is always throw deep. Wood sits back in the pocket, tries to throw it to his halfback coming out of the backfield. And incomplete, sets up a 3rd down and 10.
Looked like a little bit of a miscommunication there. Faison was running a wheel route. Woods kind of threw it inside of him there a little bit early before the play fully developed. He was matched up on a linebacker, so that could have gotten interesting.
Yeah, first time we've seen Cutter and the receiver there just be a little bit just not on the same page. 3rd and long here, Chris.
3rd down and 10, officially trips near us. 1 tight end, 1 running back. Howell's in the game. They'll put Rowe in motion. Woods going shotgun, takes it, hands it off. Howell finds a big head of steam. Howell spins his way forward, close to the first down. See what spot the officials give him. I think they're going to be about a yard shy. So 4th down and 1 for Black, and a decision for the coaching staff.
How about Black team drawing up the run there on 3rd and long, and they actually got a blitz from the defense, but they were able to block it up pretty well. And Howell hit that little seam and had a little chunk play there. You got to go for this now, right? No, we're going to punt. I thought we were maybe setting up a situation where they were going to go for it on the 4th and short.
Well, we do have a running clock here in the second half. The clock has not stopped, so this second half is going to zoom by pretty quick.
That thing is flying.
Yeah, already down to 4.5 minutes. The ball will be punted. Going to be fair caught down around the 20-yard line or so. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Spring Game on 107.5 The Game.
It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
They're here. You can see them. Weeds. Hi, this is Paul Romanstein, proud owner of Midlands Landscape and Lawns. It's not too late to get the beautiful lawn that you want. Sign up for our Midlands Green Treatment Program today and let our experts help you with fertilization, weed control, and everything it takes to get you a green, lush lawn. Are you ready? Give us a try at hateweeds.com. hateweeds.com.
If your goal in life is your own parking space, it's time to reevaluate. That doesn't amount to a hill of beans when freedom is all that matters. So get to the Haven Harley-Davidson during our Chase the Wind event and ride for your life. Buy a new 2025 Harley with no money down, no interest, and no payments till the end of summer. Discover more at thehavenharley.com and put the breeze between your knees. The Haven Harley-Davidson. Ride free.
Your home for the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game. WNKT Eastover, Columbia, the Cumulus Media Station. It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game with Chris Miller and from Gamecock Central, Chris Clark and Wes Mitchell.
Sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game. Go to Game Day Men's Health /Columbia.
On your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
Dante Reno in at quarterback for the Garnet team. He hands off. The brand new running back Bradley Dunn goes for about 3 yards, sets up a 3rd down and 6. We're 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Got a running clock here. Just trying to get geared up for that fireworks display at the conclusion of the spring game. Always cool to see that, where all the players kind of lay out on the field and watch it. One of the highlights of the spring game.
Yeah, guys, the clock is rolling. So first half, I thought, obviously, it wasn't always pretty, but we did get to see a lot of plays, and I don't think we're going to see many plays here in the second half, boys.
Well, Dante Reno runs a shovel pass that's almost intercepted. The running back caught the football. I believe that was done, and then he was just bear hugged and brought down immediately. Looks like David Busey was in there making the stop.
We got a couple guys on defense, at least a couple guys who are going to factor in big time on this defense still in there. Notice that Fred J.R. Johnson was still out there. Seen some J.T. Gear, who's going to play a lot this year, and maybe a couple of other guys too. So
Brian Thomas Jr.
Thomas Jr., of course, in there, who's been, a co-starter in the past, has the inside track, I think, to be a starter this year too. So some of the guys already on the bench, but some others still out there.
Mason Love punts it away. Going to be fair caught by Black at the 32-yard line. They trail at 10-7. Clock is stopped for a timeout as they change possessions. Cutter Woods will jog back out.
Aaron Nolan back in.
Actually, Aaron Nolan back in now. Yeah.
Don't y'all think they probably want to let Air build something in this final, quarter in a couple of minutes here? I mean, it just hasn't been much room for him to operate when he's been in. And got to sit back and watch a little bit. So I wonder if they're going to try to get him out there and let him kind of build some confidence with this opportunity here.
First play goes for a couple of yards on the handoff. Sets up a 2nd down and 8 for Nolan. The southpaw quarterback takes it out, gives it off again. Another running play. Not much there as well, as maybe a couple more. So now you're looking at 3rd down and 5 as we approach a minute and a half to go in this third quarter. 10-7, Garnet leading Black.
Little inside zone there, Chris.
Jaron Willis playing and interesting. I'm kind of trying to get a look at what they're doing here defensively, but he's been lined up really kind of on the edge as a stand-up guy the past couple plays, really knifed into the backfield on that first down carry and helped blow things up.
Yeah, he's playing that edge spot, stand-up edge spot.
Yep.
But he's always been a great pass rusher. Like, he's always had the ability to do that.
Nolan takes it out, looks to throw the football. Aaron Nolan going to look to run, and then he's hit, and he fumbles the football, but it's not going to count because as soon as he's touched, he's down. But he only gets a yard. Now it's 4th down again for Black.
Yeah, the defenders there sort of pleading their case, saying, we got the ball. Shane Beamer quickly steps in and makes the 4th down signal. We're going to have another punt. Looks like Jaden Sellers back to return on this one. And obviously, if you're sitting at home and you're not able to watch this thing, we're not seeing full punt and punt return teams right now. Just a snapper, a punter, and a punt returner.
We've seen Lex Cyrus out there as a punt returner. We've seen who was the first guy up there earlier, Wes?
Malik Clark was out there at one point.
You see Jacobs out there for a minute?
Sellers,
Rowe was out there.
Rowe or Jacobs, one.
Sellers.
They're one and the same.
Yeah, they're one and the same tonight. Jaden Sellers was out there just now. Jared Brown was first up tonight.
Harbor wasn't Harbor out. Harbor's kickoff.
Was a kick returner.
Yeah.
So they've auditioned several guys tonight at these spots.
And those are jobs that are up for grabs, too. I mean, you look, Juju McDowell did a lot of that last year. And we've not seen Jalen Kilgore out there tonight. And Jalen, Joe DeCamillis, the great special teams coordinator for South Carolina, said Kilgore has done some really good things at the punt returner spot throughout the spring.
1st and 10 for Garnet. Dante Reno comes back out. He'll have in the backfield beside him Matthew Fuller, who's seen a lot of playing time. 42 seconds remaining in the quarter. Reno's going to throw the football. Reno cocks his arm, fires down the sideline, incomplete. Had a streaking receiver, but led him too much. And the clock stops, so now we've gone away from a running clock back to the regular clock. I guess Coach Beamer said, hey, I want to see some more action. We're going too fast here.
Yeah, they were looking for Jordan Gidron on that play. Maybe had a step. Now, there were 2 defenders in the vicinity, so the defense kind of had it walled off. But if Reno could have thrown that ball just a little bit shorter, he maybe would have given the freshman, very early enrollee Jordan Gidron there a chance.
Now the clock is running again, so I think maybe some confusion on how the clock is to be run. 15 seconds on the game clock at the end of the 3rd quarter. Reno's going to give it off to Fuller. Fuller keeps his feet going down to the 35, and that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter after 3 from Williams-Brice Stadium. It's the Garnet team leading the Black team 10-7. This is the 2025 spring game, 107.5 The Game.
It's the 2025 South Carolina spring game on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
Guys, we've all felt it. Mood swings, fatigue, brain fog, loss of motivation, muscle loss, maybe even loss of appetite in the kitchen and the bedroom. You may be suffering from low T. Come to Game Day Men's Health in North Columbia, conveniently located near I-77 and Two Notch Road. Get tested and receive your lab results back the same day. Even better is knowing that they only use bioidentical natural testosterone for efficacy and safety. Come get your free consultation in a relaxed man cave environment. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com and get back in the game. It's April and Traditions Fine Jewelers is having a service special of the month. Traditions has an in-store jeweler at the Lexington location, and if you've never used their repair department before, here's a great reason to come by and try this month. This April, all chain solders will be done for half price in silver or gold. That's not all. Bring your jewelry to the store and they'll clean and inspect up to 3 items for free. Traditions Fine Jewelers wants to be your jeweler. Come by and get your half-price chain repair today.
It's the 2025 South Carolina spring game with Chris Miller and from Gamecock Central, Chris Clark and Wes Mitchell.
Sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Columbia.
On your home of the Gamecocks, 107.5 The Game.
Welcome back to Williams-Brice Stadium. Feels like we're in the middle of a rave as the lights are going crazy here as we get set for the 4th quarter. Chris Miller Along with Wes Mitchell and Chris Clark. The new light show, guys, looking good right now as the team's getting the Black and Garnet getting set for this fourth quarter.
I think they just told Justin King he can just go nuts with it.
And he did.
We got the remix going on right now. Every color on the spectrum is flashing at us right now.
Got your glow stick, Chris?
I got them in my backpack.
We don't need one, actually. There's just so much lights.
The show is over, but my eyes are still flickering right now. There was a lot of dapping up after that. I thought they might just call it a quarter, but we are getting what will probably be a pretty quick fourth quarter here, boys.
And it looked like I thought for a second maybe some trades were going on. I saw players going to different sidelines. Dante Reno now
wide open
quarter.
out of the wheel route.
And incomplete. Had his receiver wide open, but I think he waited too long. Fuller was there, but waited too long. Now Fuller's a little shaken up.
Yeah, he had the wheel wide open out of the backfield and just did not see him. And now, yes, that does appear to be Matthew Fuller, who initially was up but then went back down.
I will take a break. 9:52 to go in the spring game. It's 10-7, Garnet on top. This is the spring game on 107.5 The Game.
It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
Are you planning on remodeling the inside of your home soon? What about upgrading the backyard with a patio, fire pit, or pool? Maybe not remodeling, but moving to a new home or building a home. Don't forget to add integrated media to your list of to-do items. From installing internet lines to in-ceiling speakers in your home office or kitchen remodel to installing outdoor speakers and a waterproof TV around your new backyard setup, Integrated Media has you covered. When moving from one home to another, the guys can even take down your existing TVs, package them up to transport safely to your new home, and reinstall them. That's one less thing for you to worry about. And last but not least, when planning to build your custom home, make sure that you don't forget about planning for all of today's and tomorrow's technology. You might not need coax cable in your home, but you do need Cat 6 internet lines, and some builders don't even realize this. We can help with any remodeling and new home construction. Give us a call today, 803-948-8327, the best in home theater, Integrated Media.
It's the 2025 South Carolina Spring Game with Chris Miller and from Gamecock Central, Chris Clark and Wes Mitchell.
Sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game. Go to Game Day Men's Health /Columbia.
On your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
All right, it's Chris Squared and Wes back here with you for the last 9:50 or 47 of this game. Aaron Nolan back in the game for Black, and he kind of tosses it out. Jordan Dingle makes the reception for a gain of 8 yards. So Black trying to scramble down for a potential game-winning drive as we approach 9.5 minutes to go.
Nolan once again pressure in his face on that one, had to get it out. Dingle has made some nice catches underneath in addition to his catch on the Elijah play that started the day.
Nolan sits back in the pocket. Nolan to throw it behind his intended receiver. It will set up a 3rd down and 2. And you look at statistically, despite trailing this game, Black is almost double the yardage that Garnet has. 35 plays for 206 yards compared to 32 for 121. It's just that one big drive. Really the pass play that Cutter Woods hit to ignite that drive. That's the difference in this game right now. The last drive where they went down and scored, Malik Clark, or Garnet did, right before the end of the half, where Doty hit Malik Clark in the end zone. That's the difference in this football game.
Dingle has definitely looked the part, like you said, Wes. I mean, he's been pretty impressive. Woods has been impressive. Let's see if Nolan can get something going on this drive. Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, that was a 3rd and short. They tried to just run it for the 1st down. Several guys in on the play.
Willis had none of it. He was back. He basically took the handoff.
Yeah, Willis has been very active these last couple drives, coming off the edge, kind of a stand-up edge. Super quick, super disruptive.
And guys, a guy that is playing for a chance to play a lot more this year, and this might be the 4th quarter and a running clock and a spring game with walk-ons on the field, but 14 really looks like somebody that wants to play a lot more this year.
There's the punt. Going to be, muffed. Oh, there's a scramble for it. Oh, my goodness. The long snapper almost got there and took it away. Give credit to Cole Rasmussen. Got down there. He almost scooped it up after the muff.
That was a William Joyce punt. And guys, we just got a fresh stat sheet delivered to us. And I'm really not trying to make a joke here, but Mason Love is making his case for maybe MVP of this game. 5 punts, a 74-yard long, and 4 of those 5 punts down inside the 20. We also saw his field goal. Nailed it, right? So in the pressure situation, very impressed with Mason Love.
And that was the punt we were having a discussion, because the way they punt this, it's no pressure, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like during a timeout. We were talking, I was like, whoa, what happened? Why did the field flip so much? I was one, no one was really paying attention. Mason Love boomed at 74 yards.
And averaging 46.6 yards a punt. So very there's a reason Kai Kroger was bragging on this guy at Pro Day.
4 inside the 20, too. Reno takes the snap. It's a give on the key, running back bouncing through. I believe that was Chase McCracken, who's now in at running back, I think. 31. You have Neil Salvage in at running back now for Garnet.
We've got an odd mix right now, guys, to where there are, some walk-ons, some kids that wouldn't normally get to play that are getting a chance to play. But then you look around, I think Babalade's still in there. Is Boaz still in there, Chris? I think he may be. You've got some players that are, going to play a lot this year that are still on the field.
True freshman Shed Surratt out of Gaffney also out there.
He had a good spring, you hear. J.R. Johnson still on the field, I think, on defense for the black team.
And Neil Salvage, second consecutive carry, brought down in the backfield by Dodd for a loss of a couple. So 3rd down and 9 now as we approach 7 minutes to go in the contest. Garnet's still holding on to a 10-7 edge despite being outgained by double.
And Dodd's a guy that he really looks the part as a freshman. You can tell still young. He's going to get bigger, stronger, needs to. Still somewhat raw, but has a lot of physical tools that you really can't teach.
Reno going to tuck it and run. He's going to go out of bounds well short of the first down. Clock will freeze at 6:46 after he goes out of bounds. And it should be 4th down, probably about 4. We'll see where now they get the clock rolling. We'll see officially where they put him out.
Well, with a running clock, you may actually have to just go ahead and go for this, guys.
Now the clock's, I don't know. It's like they want to go to running clock.
It's a spring game running clock, so you kind of have some. You do whatever you want.
Got some leeway. Yeah. Got some, just like the false starts that they're kind of picking and choosing if they call them.
It's a Shane Beamer clock, guys. That's what it is. He decides when to run it and when to not run it.
Is our guy Mason Love again?
Yeah, we're going to get another Mason Love punt.
All right, we'll see where this is from his own 23.
A little more of a line drive, but
this one's going to be fair caught right at the 27. So still about a 50-yard punt.
And that is Brian Rowe. I can see it now.
100%.
Is it really?
It really is. 4 letters, 18. I see it.
Yeah.
I think we may have called in a favor and said, "Can you guys please
loosen the jersey up a little bit?"
Yeah, untuck the jersey a little bit more so we can see.
Well, the jerseys are so form-fitting around the shoulder pads these days that when you have the indented shoulder pads, you can sneak parts of the numerals up in there, and you can't tell the difference between a 16, 18, or a 17, a 13.
We are going to get a Cutter Woods drive here.
Cutter Woods comes set from his own 29. It's a 10-7 lead by Garnet, so Black trying to come back and win this game. Woods fakes it, looks to throw the football, looking downfield. He has a receiver open. He throws it too tall. So an underneath receiver coming across. That was Lex Cyrus. The intended receiver could not hang on. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I actually thought Woods had Eric Rice down the field for a bit, but maybe didn't see him until late. Threw the ball underneath. Incomplete.
Clock does stop on the incomplete pass, so we're back off the running clock. Now it's going again.
I think they're trying to give us a finish.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Trying to make sure there's an opportunity.
When the Harlem Globetrotters, like they kind of mess with the clock a little bit to make sure you get we're either going to see a game-winning drive or a stop at the end. Trying to give us some drama, maybe.
Pass complete by Woods up to the 35-yard line.
I believe that is Jacobs.
That is Jacobs.
In our Is It Jacobs or Is It Rowe
Good job,
game
Wes.
we're playing here.
I mean, look, the point, both of those guys have had productive nights. Vandrevius Jacobs Still a young player, actually, going into his third year of college football. Played a little bit at FSU, played last year, battled an injury here at Carolina in the back half of the season. Still a talented guy.
High snap to Cutter as he sits back in the pocket, throws across his body, and the catch is made.
Goodness, boys.
What a throw by Cutter Woods as he finds Cyrus for a gain of 13 and a first down for Black. Man,
Cutter, you want to talk about arm talent. Rolling to his left, got his shoulders back around. Not many guys are making that throw as accurately as he just did. And he put it perfectly on what is another freshman wide receiver, 4-star guy in Lex Cyrus.
Woods goes with 3 wide receivers, 1 running back. Cutter to throw the football, steps up, he's going to air it out. Going down the sideline, there's got to be some PI there. He had a receiver running, that was Cyrus again, and Cyrus was absolutely draped by the defenders. Jersey was coming off, but no flag thrown.
Among other things, something that you notice about Cutter Woods, he's putting the ball where it's either going to be caught by one of his receivers or by nobody, right? Like, he's not putting the ball in danger. Even on that ball, you see one-on-one opportunity. Ball's thrown out of bounds. But on the previous play, right, throwing kind of across his body but gets his shoulders squared, doesn't put the ball in danger, whereas a lot of guys might in that situation.
And these are quick decisions, too, Chris.
2nd down and 10 for Woods. He'll sit back in the pocket to throw it out of the shotgun. Goes down the sideline, incomplete. Had a receiver, just went right through his hands. I think the receiver felt some contact coming. That was Dingle, and just missed it. Sets up a 3rd down and 10. You were speaking about Woods. I believe Woods, his touchdown to interception ratio last year was 46-4. 46 touchdowns and just 4 picks.
If you go back and look at the stats from that state championship game, too, maybe the highest average completion I've ever seen in a single game. So you're seeing the aggressive mindset, the quick decisions, and just a pretty strong understanding of offense for a young player.
Woods to throw the football, 3rd down and 10, rolling to his right. There's flags all over the place. Cutter throws it across his body, and it's a one-handed catch. How about it?
Eric Rice.
Yes, but it's going to be all for naught as there was a holding penalty thrown in the backfield, so that'll back him up. So he'll replay, negate the first down, plus now you're 3rd and 20 with 3:22 on the clock, down 10-7.
Another throw on the run from Woods. Yeah, a little high, but gave his receiver a chance there. Still a ball that, I don't think that's really in the danger zone. Of course, could have gotten tipped, but a great catch by Eric Rice, who's done some nice things throughout this game as well.
He's had a good night, man.
Yeah,
he really has. Let's go back to Cutter, though. Just it seems like for a young player, a great understanding of where defenses, where the hole in the defense is going to be and where his receivers are going to be.
Sit back in the pocket. Woods looking to throw. Woods now steps up. Cutter rolls to his right. Still looking down the field. Heaves it into traffic. It's picked off. Intercepted down the sideline. We jinxed him. I was just about to give his updated stats. He was 43 TDs and 3 picks all of last year. I was said 44 and 4, but 43 and 3. But this one's intercepted.
Is that a Buddy Mack sighting?
Yeah, Buddy Mack with the pick.
Transfer from Pitt.
Former Burns standout. Transferred from Pitt. Walked on here at Carolina. Trying to earn himself some more playing time. Key guy on special teams last year. Could be this year too. Should be. Trying to earn himself some more PT at safety. And, I was kind of worried about that, jinxing Cutter, talking about him taking such good care of the ball. Great pocket awareness there. Great step up. Just not the best decision there to throw that football. So, for all the good, you got to remember, true freshman, first, in-stadium scrimmage opportunity, just makes a mistake there.
Let me also add, it was 3rd and long.
Yeah.
And you're trying to go win the game. You're down. So, down distance game situation, if you were going to try to fit it in somewhere and try to make a big play, I think it's more forgivable than if it's first down in the first quarter and it's a nothing game.
Well, Wes, I want to go back to that state championship game, which he lost. 11 of 19 for 421 yards.
I've never heard anything like it.
11. I'm not that good on Xbox when I play it on, rookie mode, right? 11 completions, 421 yards. It's like an average of 40 yards of completion. And 6 touchdowns. He had 11 completions, 6 of them were TDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, those games are so fun
Insane.
to watch.
So it's now 2nd down and 9 for Dante Reno and the Garnet, trying to squeeze the life out of this clock and walk off with a win. Reno gives it off. It's going to be salvage again, for this time a gain of 2. Clock's at 1:54, and I believe there's going to be a timeout, try to conserve that clock.
All right, what I was trying to say earlier is if you're Shane Beamer, I think you want as many of these kind of little 2-minute drill situations. For the Garnet team right now, you're in that end-of-game situation where you're trying to run the clock out. You're trying to get that first down and end the game with the ball in your hands. If you're the defense, you're trying to get the ball back to your offense. And then if they can get the ball back to Cutter Woods or Aaron Nolan, you're obviously saying, all right, can you drive down? We saw a drive at the end of the half.
Yeah.
Can you drive down at the end of the game and win the thing?
And timeout on the field, so that means we transition to Club Willie B.
As always.
I mean, this is the thing. This is what's happening at college stadiums all across the country, and South Carolina's second to none. The experience is like nothing else. And especially at Williams-Brice Stadium, a lot of schools will, have someone talking, running commercials, stuff like that. Not here. You've got a full game-on, fun experience. This is why it's so much better to come to a game than sit at home and watch it.
I always think it's fascinating to see, like, for example, when Mississippi State fans come in and come to a place they haven't been for a while, and you see the reaction to the atmosphere on social media, and just the amount of respect that Williams-Brice Stadium gets around the SEC from opposing fans. It's not just your fans talking about it. It's the opponents coming in. I always think that says a lot about the atmosphere, both from the fans, but also Justin King, his team, and the job they do putting together the light show, the music, and everything that goes along with it.
So now after the timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 5 as Black took a timeout. Well, we believe they took a timeout. They didn't take it off the clock. I don't know if this was a Shane Beamer timeout. Just to try to, as you said, try to get a game-ending drive.
I think, we got a Jimmy Francis sighting.
We do. Jimmy Francis in the game at quarterback.
Big number 25.
Francis comes set, his first snap of the evening. It is a give to Salvage.
Inside zone.
For a gain of 3. So now 4th down and 2, another timeout by Black. This will be a 30-second timeout to possibly go for it here to try to. You get a first down here, it's ball game. Again, unless coach overrules on the timeout situation, but you could, in theory, run the clock out if you get a first down here.
So these are two teams that have been drafted. So I think if Coach Beamer intervenes too much, there's going to be a ticked off other team. So I really think if there's a first down here, lights out, right? Pretty close to it.
I'm still keep looking at the scoreboard. They have not taken any of the timeouts off. They've been doing that previously, so I'm just saying.
We think there's one timeout left by Black, right?
Yeah, that's what in theory should be.
In theory. Maybe, but
maybe
it's spring game math.
Yeah, maybe like Mario Brothers, you get a 1-up or something, get an extra timeout if you do something right.
Now Garnet's got to burn one.
Didn't like the look.
Yeah, play clock was down to basically nothing, so I had to burn one there.
4th and 2, they're going to go for it.
Garnet is Wheezy's team, is that right? Derek Moore, the coach of the Black team. The video they put out on draft day showed Wheezy saying, run the ball. So you're 1 yard away here, running the ball from icing this thing.
Well, you know who's been standing beside Wheezy the entire game is Sean Elliott. I think he probably is going to vote to run the ball as well.
Yeah, guys, if I don't think we're going to get an Elijah play here. It's going to be something inside the box.
No, they're going to punt, I think. Look at this. They got a punt return. They're going to punt the ball. Mason Love's going to punt it. Wonder if that was Coach Beamer getting in. Oh, there's a penalty.
Yep.
There was a 5-yard penalty. That's why I missed that. I think it was a delay of game. The delay of game got called. The timeout was too late.
They didn't announce it, so that's
maybe it was an intentional delay of game.
Yes. Black has the situation here.
Yep. So Love's going to punt it out of bounds. So
another one inside the 20.
Now who's going to be the quarterback for Black? Are they going to go with Woods, or are they going to give Nolan an opportunity?
Man, that was just, even right there. Look, I know, not a live punt because you've only got, as you said earlier, Chris, you've got the snapper holder and returner out there. It's not a live return. It's low pressure. But Love right there, what's your job there? Put it not only inside the 20, but deep inside the 20. He punts that one right at the 10-yard line. It goes out of bounds. So exactly what you needed there.
That was beautiful.
Aaron Nolan will get the opportunity for the game-winning drive. The Ohio State transfer kind of surprised some people. A guy who had an opportunity probably to start at some Power 5 schools around the country, but chose to come here to be Lenore Sellers' backup. Now he finds himself in a competition with Cutter Woods for that job. Nolan set to throw the football, immediately airs it for a gain of 6, make it 7 yards. But going to have to go tempo now as that clock's down to a minute 35 and you just got one timeout in your pocket.
Warp speed here. I do like the good, quick decision to get a positive play on first down.
Put a man in motion. $1:28 to go as Nolan comes set. 2 wide receivers near us, one to the top side. Nolan to throw the football. Sits back in the pocket, airs it out, and the running back has nothing going. Blown up. Was that Fuller on the reception? We'll see. Yeah, I know. It was Scott. The reception.
Jamian Risher, by the way, I think on the tackle, a guy that South Carolina likes a lot, actually, is kind of a linebacker who came in here initially as a walk-on.
3rd and 3, Nolan. Oh, what a great one-handed reception by Rice. He just used his go-go gadget arms and went up and got that and brought it down for a gain of 13 and a first down.
Eric Rice has shown some things. You pointed it out earlier, Wes. He's had a good night. One-handed catch earlier. That time grabbing a ball that he had not secured initially, was able to pull it in. Very impressive catch over the middle there.
Sticky hands.
Yeah, Nolan into traffic, incomplete. Who's he going for? Was that Dingle? No, that's not Dingle.
That's one of the either Rowe or Jacobs.
Yeah, you're right. It's 18 or 16. Figure it out here in a second.
Trying to get a look here. Guys, whoever it was is slow getting up, too, so I don't want to get it wrong.
Oh, it's 19. That's
kidding. Jacobs.
Yeah.
Vendravius Jacobs, the transfer from Florida State last year. And he's going to be helped off.
So you got 2nd and 10 with 39 seconds, guys.
Got one timeout. A field goal would tie it.
Yeah, you got to get something down the field here. What you got to avoid is what you had on the 2nd down play, where you've got a short pass to the running back in the flat. You don't get out of bounds. The clock stays running. You're going to have to get something down the field, kind of like what you had with the play over the middle to Eric Rice.
And in terms of your field goal, you have either Peyton Argent or William Joyce. They're not your biggest foot kickers, obviously, Mason Love. He's on Garnet, so he's not going to change jerseys and come out and kick for Black if need be to tie it. Nolan comes set on a 2nd and 10 from his own 32. Air Nolan back in the pocket, steps up, heaves it, and it's nearly intercepted in and out of the hands. Had the interception and couldn't hang on. Was DeMarcus Leach. That would have ended it.
True freshman out of Abbeville. Played high school quarterback, played safety, has been playing corner here for Torian Gray as a true freshman. Fits that mold, long, lean guy.
Whew. He's going to want that one back.
That would have been a game ender for sure.
They're just dropping back. It looked like into quarters, dropping everybody deep, trying to keep everything in front of them. And Nolan tried to fit it in there and really honestly should have been picked.
34 seconds left in this one on a 3rd and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Nolan set to throw it. Just a 5-man rush. Nolan rolls to his right now. Fires over the middle, incomplete. Had a receiver streaking across his face. Could not hit him. Would have been a gain of 14. Probably would have gotten out of bounds, too, but just an inaccurate throw from Nolan as he was rolling to his left.
Yeah, 4th and 10 here. So unless we get some more spring game math, it comes down to this play.
True freshman Anthony Addison out of Sumter causing some problems there. Forced Nolan to go outside of the pocket. So, yeah, do or die situation here. 28 seconds left, 4th down.
I'm looking for Eric Rice if it's me.
That would probably be a good decision.
Nolan in the gun. Again, 3 wide receivers. He'll put Rice in motion. Rice will line up in the slot on the left side. Now flag comes penalty. In. Not a delay of game. The clock had not run out yet.
I think everybody's looking around like, what was the call here? Shane Beamer does not look happy.
No, not a happy camper.
I think we might have had a disconcerting
defensive delay game.
Yeah, disconcerting signals. I saw Beamer doing a clapping signal towards the Garnet sideline, so somebody must have clapped and simulated the snap, basically, on defense. We saw that called a lot more in college football this past season, I feel like.
So now it's 4th and manageable, 4th and 5. Need the 42 to extend the game, but clock's a major factor now. 28 seconds, just the one timeout. You probably got about 25 yards before you're in comfortable field goal range. Nolan sits back to throw it. Pass is caught. Dingle with a critical catch down to the 47-yard line. Clock's at 22. It'll stop momentarily to move the sticks.
Little quick in route from Dingle showed strong hands there to make the catch in traffic and get the first down.
Nolan's got to go. 17 on the clock. Claps his hands. Looks to throw it. He's got the one timeout. Nolan airs it out. It's going to be a moon ball thrown up, and it's incomplete. Just popped it up in the air, and it was a jump ball. Rice was over there, but he couldn't grab it in double coverage.
Yeah, I mean, just threw that one up. Double coverage. Again, to your point earlier, Wes, yes, this is a later game situation where you got to take some risks there, but you also got to keep in mind that was first down. You've got a timeout in your pocket, and you're with a positive play or two, you're in field goal range to tie it. So not the best decision there, I don't think, to throw that up into double coverage.
Yeah, the possibility of a field goal quickly running down with that, because that play took a lot of time off the clock too.
And you had a penalty, a 5-yard penalty on the play anyhow, so you back up 5 yards. So now, you talk about this. If you want to have an opportunity, again, you've got Arjun and Joyce. I would say probably 50 yards is really going to be low. You got to get the ball down to the 33-yard line for a 50-yarder.
And in 8 seconds.
That's 27 yards, boys.
Yeah. You're almost in. Can you just set this thing up for a better Hail Mary?
Yep.
You've got 2 plays, essentially.
Oh, my
but now
goodness.
you got another penalty. False start on the offense, I think.
Guys, I would like to revise my statement earlier about Shane Beamer's comments about the penalties after this game. I will update it. I think he's going to be even angrier.
He's writing right now, by the way.
Yeah.
He's making a note.
Yep. He's
checking
going to be
it twice.
He's going to be reading off that thing in the press conference.
His pen probably has no ink left. He's been writing all night.
How deep into the presser does it go before the word penalty is said by Shane Beamer?
Probably about 6 words.
Yeah.
25 seconds. I mean, you're right. I think you run a 10-yard out, try to get out of bounds, and throw a Hail Mary.
Yep.
Nolan's set to go. Clock's already down to 7 seconds. Aaron Nolan's running for his life. Throws it.
Get out of bounds.
Catch is made, and 2 on the clock. He gets out of bounds.
Did they give him
set?
They're spinning. They said the game's
wound
over.
the clock.
That's it. Garnet defeats Black 10-7 in the 2025 spring game. Oh, I got the Gatorade bath and all. For the winning team, Garnet takes the victory. We got plenty to come on post game, plus fireworks, all that and more. The spring game's in the books. Garnet takes it 10-7. You've been listening to Gamecock Spring Game on 107.5 The Game.